Alright, I'm going to do this post freehand with my touch because I have managed to completely pooch one of my ankles today, doing everything that I did this morning, which is stupid and pointless for several reasons. One, I went to, if you're familiar with New York, Bloomberg, I don't know when, started a thing called Workforce One, which is this completely free series of things designed to help people get training and skills and basically go to cattle call interviews, or what they call pre-screening. Well, I got an email last week, not long after we got home from our trip to Maine, and it's a long story, but I ended up going back today to another pre-screening event. And it was a pointless endeavor. I mean a pointless endeavor, because the emails that they send, unless the company they're doing the cattle call for tells them to, they won't mention that you need to dress formally, they won't mention that you need to have a specific type of resume. They just email everyone in the database related to the field they're trying to fill. So my problem with this morning, sorry for the shakiness, my problem with this morning was that the email I got from the same guy as last week didn't say anything about your resume has to reflect recent experience in the field you've applied for. So I filled out an application, in this case for Whole Foods, for working in the produce section, which, you know, getting rid of bad fruit, stocking good fruit, changing the signs, answering questions, that's basically what it is to be a produce person. I'm not really sure how you can have much prior experience in that, unless that's all you've ever done, but okay. And then the other things they were filling were line cook and prep cook. Ow, my ankle. Ow, my ankle. Okay, moving bad. Got it. And so I get there, and she makes it, it's not even the guy who emailed everybody, it's an associate of his, and she makes it all but abundantly blunt in your face clear that if you don't have the experience listed on your resume, you really shouldn't have bothered coming and you should really leave now. I mean, she came up to the most ridiculously fine line of saying that. Like, she didn't because she was in a professional office, but oh, she just might as well have. So there was a waste of an hour and a half of my time getting from here, which is in Queens, all the way to Harlem and back to go to that particular Workforce One center, because there are several in the city. And then I went and I picked up stuff we needed at the Container Store, including, you know those flip lid mason style jars, the ones that when you lock them tight, they like and are basically hermetically sealed, or almost as good as you can get, with, you know, without actually being hermetically sealed, or the canning process. Excuse me. Well, I found them for a really decent price, actually. For a larger size and a couple of not as large size. And I got 2 of each of them for making pickles, because Sam has become quite interested in the process. And we were watching something last night, and he was talking about, well, don't you have to use that? And I thought you had to do this, and I was explaining the difference between canning and preserving and, you know, shelf life expectancy of things like that. So I got those. Got myself a couple other miscellaneous organization things. Did pretty good price-wise. I mean, I was trying to shop the sales and be cheap, thrifty wife. Speaking of wives, okay. And I don't want you to have to be like right up in my face. Let's back that up a little bit. Yesterday, apparently, according to the explosion on my Twitter feed, was Will Wheaton's birthday, and also, I believe, NASA's birthday. Now, in the nerd universe, this is something of a big thing, because Will Wheaton is one of the few who has wholly and fully embraced his nerdism and gone out among the people and encouraged them to embrace their nerdism as well, which is good. Encouraging people to be themselves is great. I don't care what field you're in. But it was his birthday. Now, I am fortunate enough to have had a few minor back and forth interactions with people who know him, one of whom is his wife. I'm trying really hard not to name drop, but I can't think of a way to say half of this without using names. I'm really tired. So my Twitter feed was basically a happy birthday Will Wheaton explosion. Because as far as I can tell, half of nerddom was invited to this party. Now, I mention it in related to the thrifty wife topic because his wife apparently set this whole thing up as a surprise for him. And there must have been dozens upon dozens of people in that room, one of whom apparently was Debbie Gibson. Hello, flashback. Could not be more jealous. I really wish I lived on the West Coast sometimes. I miss all the good stuff. Anyway, that party in and of itself, I think really kind of sets the wife bar pretty damn high. Okay, of the group of people I aspire to be like, one of them when I was a kid, I admit, June Cleaver. Now, yes, I was born in the early 80s. No, I did not grow up watching 50s television shows. Yes, I am a modern feminist woman, okay? But I appreciated the ideology of someone who was that reliable, who always had things together, and who was, for all intents and purposes, completely in charge of everyone's life in the house. She might not have been the one earning money in that show, but that doesn't mean she wasn't running the whole damn universe. So, if that's one of the wifely standards I go by, I think it's safe to say Ann Wheaton has just, like, shot the moon for all of us. She has just basically taken June Cleaver's face and rubbed that bitch in the dirt. I mean the dirt, man, the dirt. 'Cause, like, that's... People use the term epic, and a lot of times it sounds grandiose and it sounds like too much, but if you saw the Twitter explosions I was looking through and sorting through, it was really that epic. So, I mean, the only thing I can really say is congratulations to her for pulling that off. I'm assuming with several people's help, including her kids, her siblings, her sibling-in-laws, possibly the Pope. I don't know. Martha Stewart might have been involved. It was a big, big thing, okay? But congratulations to her and everyone who helped her pull that off. And, I mean, yeah, happy birthday to Will as well, but that was, you know, birthdays come and go every year. A party like that, managing to pull that off, and more than that, everything I read makes me fully believe she pulled it off as a complete surprise. That's epic. That's shooting the moon. That deserves a round of applause. So I have a totally new model of a goal I feel I need to either reach, if not surpass. And given my complete lack of financial stability on my own right now, it's a lot to try and live up to. No one's asking me to. I'm asking it of myself. That's clear, okay? There are too many great women to look up to nowadays. I mean, you try to pick and choose or focus mainly on just a few of them, and you really can't do it. Twitter makes that virtually impossible. There's just too many. Alright, I need to go have lunch, because it's, what, 2:30 here on the East Coast? And So, I'm gonna go ice the hell out of my ankle and try and figure out something for lunch. And you know, lucky for me, my husband's not even 30 yet, because, I got so much planning to do. How far in advance do you have to put something like that together? I'm still, I wasn't even there, and I'm reeling from the epicness of what she did. Alright, Enough rambling. Later.